who just missed the explosion of resources on this side of their youth, who also just missed children in worship, and God help me, on the other side of their youth. They are the donut generation, the kids left behind, and they're here to tell their story.
Singing starts.
It shouldn't be too much longer.
I'm tired of waiting.
You little kids today, always complaining. You know, back in our day, we didn't have 50 kids up front on a Sunday morning to give the blessing.
In fact, we didn't even give a blessing. We got an object lesson. Right in front of the church. What is an object lesson?
You know, Mr. Fenemo would grab a blender and try to relate it to Jesus. It was entertaining.
Yeah, and remember the time that one guy brought them those bricks and mortar and built a wall right in front of church?
Yeah, that was Mr. Ostema. My dad told me about that. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, something is fishy here. You didn't even go to our church back then.
Hey, I just wanted to join in. I know some of those little stories too.
Well, instead, go make yourself useful. Go find Mrs. Carpenter and tell her to get a move on.
You pay for this indignity.
There were only 2 of us up front.
2 leaders?
No, 2 kids. And you had to sit up there, all by yourself, with the whole church watching.
Hoping you could answer the questions correctly.
And the answers weren't always Jesus.
Well, this is Hope, you know. Sometimes a blunder is just a blunder.
And if we were both missing, no one would go up when they called the kids.
That must have been a lot of pressure.
Yeah, remember the one time when Mr. Fenema was going to rebuild his truck's engine in front of the whole church and we were both sick?
Yeah, it took a long time to get Mr. Fenema off the roof that Sunday.
Yeah, back in our day, we didn't have Narthex teams to stop teachers from climbing the roof when kids didn't show up for class. Is that what Narthex teams were for? No way! Wait, who wrote this script anyway?
I think our dads wrote it. They probably think kids talk like this.
Preposterous. Well, let's change the script. You know we don't talk like this.
We can't change it. We're Hope kids, you know. What's that got to do with it? You know, we stick to text.
We let the text speak for us.
Ah, right, like Pastor Raj.
And speaking of pastors, back in our day, we didn't even have a pastor.
Yeah, for a long time, we had what they called interims.
What's an interim?
Yeah, for a long time, we had this old dude.
And this old dudette. Yeah, this is Hope, remember?
Anyway, these old dudes would preach every week, but we wouldn't let them pray for some reason.
And then one day, Pastor Raj just showed up.
And no one has ever seen those interims again.
That's scary.
It was scary. Of course, back in our day, we didn't have Safe Church.
No, back in our day, we had classes in some old house.
I think it was condemned. There was mold and mice.
And we had to dodge oncoming traffic to get home.
Yeah, and climb up this huge mountain of ice. We had to use ropes and ice axes. And if you didn't have enough kids your
6.
Although we finally found our way around that rule. How? Well, since I was signed up as Borman Cornell,
And me as Swearingen Friesen.
they figured we were 4 families, so they let me go.
My dad says it screwed up the counts for the denominational ministry shares for years.
So where is Mrs. Carpenter anyway? It's time for singing.
I still don't see Mrs. Carpenter, but it looks like Will is back. I think he's carrying something.
He looks really intense.
Must have gotten it from the car or something.
Hello, Will. We figured you'd be back.
Yep.
It isn't the same as the old days, Will. We can't just go having a musical duel in front of all these kids. Someone could get hurt.
Well, Sheriff, I reckon you should have thought of that before you sent me away.
Francis, hand me my bow and my violin.
This time we end it, Sheriff. Once and for all, I should warn you, I've been practicing.
Are you sure you want to go through with this, Will?
Bring it on.
There's another thing that's different from the old days, Will. It's not just the 2 of us anymore. There's a lot of little kids now. A whole children's symphonic orchestra full. And most of them are in strings programs. Want to guess whose side they'll end up on? But maybe they'll sit this one out. And maybe, just maybe, you could beat me. Maybe I haven't been practicing much lately. But then again, maybe I have. Maybe I could do the Bach double with one hand tied behind my back. To tell you the truth, in all the confusion, I kind of lost count. So you have to ask yourself a question. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you?
Not the only string player anymore.
How does he do that? Where's the sound coming from? Hold on, wait a minute. Maybe we could stop all this macho stuff and be a community. You know, old and new playing together. It would be like one of those final numbers in a musical.
Yeah, only not Les Mis, because pretty much everyone dies in the end. How about it?
It's okay with me. This was sounding too much like a cross between a Dirty Harry movie and a classist movie.
Yeah, okay. But what would we play? Some of us have been playing for years, and then there's the little kids. Is there any piece the donut generation and the baptism boom tsunami generation can play together?
I think I've got just the